Hey you guys, we are back for round two. We thought maybe this video would be good to talk about gear, and we have to be real honest though, like it is very difficult to get high quality gear here that isn't expensive. So if for instance you have family or something else like in Australia or America that can buy you stuff and send it here, or if you have time to, like, I don't know, accumulate it somewhere else, it might be a bit better because um how many camping stores or trekking kind of stores there is like a North Face sort of store that has like things they're trying to get rid of, but like the thing about it is they only are trying to get rid of it, so they're not getting more stock. So if there's like one jacket, then there's like one jacket in all of Cambodia, and like either you get it or you don't, sort of a deal. So it might be 50% off, but it's still not exactly cheap or whatever.
Yeah, I guess here in Cambodia, like trekking and camping is not really a national pastime.
Doesn't seem like it's a hobby. It hasn't caught on.
It's not a hobby. Yeah, exactly. So there are very few stores around. It's touch and go. In the malls, you might find a store there with some North Face gear, probably outdated North Face gear. There is a new store in a mega mall in Phnom Penh called Decathlon, which is actually a French outlet, and they've got relatively good stuff. But then again, it's a touch and go. It's mostly stuff for day hikes. It's not for a 10-day trek through in the Himalayas. It's not like in Kathmandu where you walk down the street and every nook and cranny there's a trekking store. It's not like that, and here it's a touch and go. So it has been quite difficult for us to source
Yeah.
good hiking gear, good trekking gear. It's mostly like going on Facebook and going to all the groups, user groups, and trying to get tips on where to get stuff here.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's been definitely an issue. We did end up getting, hold on, let me see if I can like bring the camera over. We did get this Eco Crest bag, and that's something to also think about because like a lot of YouTube videos we're watching or like on how to pack light it's much different when you're going with 3 people and have like a newborn. So we went with a bigger bag than like 3 or 4 smaller bags because we all have to, like, we only have one person to kind of help carry the stuff with. So we just thought that's a better thing, but we also have to make sure it's like under 10K. So that's been tricky in itself, but that'll be like a whole nother video. The other thing is how we're carrying Rumi. Do you want to talk about that situation? Because that's been also a bit complicated.
Well, we did a trial trek in a national park here, Kep National Park, and Eileen had got a backpack carrier, and we tried that out. Wasn't really ideal because that backpack carrier was more for a kid who's about 12 months old or above. Yeah.
Okay, so for the record, it's a Deuter 2, I believe it is, the second version. I happened to find that before Rumi was even born, Phnom Penh is not a city that is like really sufficient for strollers. So I was never planning on getting a stroller. I was planning to use this big hiking backpack, which, you can tell, like, I was a first-time mom. I didn't really know what to expect. I was like, oh, fuck, like, I need something to carry him in other than, like, the typical kind of ergo baby, whatever carriers. Like, now we have a front hip carrier, Mila baby, whatever, 360, and that works really great around the city, but we're, like, talking to people, it's really not conducive to use that on the trail. So I was like, okay, I have the Deuter 2, but the problem is at least from what I can see, this is a used backpack that I got off of Phnom Penh Buy and Sell like a long time ago, like I said. So it wasn't very expensive. It was like maybe $100, $90, something like that. And it just I couldn't get the seat up high enough. So we were like, we've been fumbling around with using like cushions and things like this to raise him up because our son is one of those kids that like needs to see out. So if like he's just looking at our back, he's gonna get bored during the hike and scream. So we've been trying to find like a different situation, for that. So right now we have sourced out a used backpack in Kathmandu, and we're hoping that it will fit him, because that is like one of the bummers. Like when you're in America, at least, I don't know. Well, you took me to that camping shop when we were in Darwin, but we have like REI. We have these places, and you can go and test out the gear and be like, it's really great to read online reviews, but until you try it yourself, you're like, So we just have to like kind of wing it and hope like the reviews that you find online actually match up, because we don't have time to like shop around and whatnot, which is kind of a bummer. So yeah, once again, I would say if you are new to hiking or don't have gear yet, and like you've kind of just gone on a whim like we have, spend maybe a bit more time either trying to order offline, or if you can afford to do like a trip to like your home country, or someone from your home country comes here and can bring that stuff, that's great. Like I just think any chance you have to like maybe not be stuck only buying in Cambodia is better. You lived in Thailand, so can you comment, like, would it be easier for is it possible for people to go over to Thailand and maybe source out?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I went to work in Nepal in 2015, I got myself a good pair of Merrell boots from Bangkok Central Mall. They've got like pretty good camping gear and hiking boots and tents.
So
and
there's
towels.
there's more than like one store is what I'm asking.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely. Yeah.
If you're in a bind, like, and maybe you don't want to like rely on buying stuff in Cambodia, and you're not going to Kathmandu is like a really awesome place to buy stuff, but if you're maybe going trekking somewhere else that isn't like an infinite source of where you can buy when you get there, maybe going to Thailand would be a good bet.
Yeah, I guess so. Like if you're looking for hiking boots, you need to break into the boots. Yeah, it's not a matter of like going to the store and buying a pair of boots and tomorrow going on the track again. You get blisters, mate. Yeah, so you need your feet need to break into those boots, and it's a short hop away from Phnom Penh to Bangkok.
Yeah, so I would say like if your options are limited, like do that. For us, because we have the baby and time and money and all that wasn't really an option for us at the moment. So we just like went around, and where we could, we found stuff 50% off here and there. So we were able to get this kind of pretty cool like rain resistant or water resistant bag and some raincoats. And fortunately, for me, I've been an outdoorsy or athletic person, so I do still have like undershirts, layers, things like that I didn't need to buy. So I don't know. It all depends on where you're starting out, I guess, on your outdoors or athletic experiences, or what you have from like the gym or exercise that can also be used for trekking. But yeah, that it's definitely going to be an issue. Like I said, we went to Aeon 2, which is in Sansuk, and they have that decathlon store. In South Mai area, like where Soria Mall or Soria Center Point is, I think they call it now, there's like a North Face kind of outlet. That stuff will be 50% off. And then like just a bit away from there, I forget what that mall is called, like another central kind of place where they sell like some backpacks and some Columbia. CX.
Yeah.
They have like Columbia jackets and stuff if you're looking for like more winter stuff. But once again, it's not like you're gonna get it for like $30. I know a lot of people think, oh, if I buy something on sale in Cambodia, it must be $30. Like you're still gonna pay what you would pay like in the US or the UK or Australia. So I just want to be honest about that. Like you're still gonna have to pay over $100 probably for something, or at least close to $100. You're not going to get it for like $30 just because it's it's in Cambodia, it must be.
unless it's a fake.
Yeah, unless it's a fake. I guess that's true.
Yeah.
So be careful about that too. Like buying stuff around like the Russian market area. Like there's backpacks and stuff, but you don't know the quality. When you're just like dicking around, like going to and from work, because I have a lot of backpacks I've gone through in this country, just to carry my laptop or whatever to and from work. They break quite easily, so just be aware of that. Like you don't want a broken backpack when you're like, however high in elevation in Nepal or some other place, and like without a backpack, that would definitely suck. So use wise judgment with that sort of stuff. And also, again, like, it doesn't mean you have to buy, like, I feel like maybe we've talked about North Face too much. We're not being paid by North Face, but we're just saying in general, like, a company you trust. So it doesn't have to be like North Face brand or some brand name, but, you know, a company you know that you've used in the past, that, you know, the stitching is good, you've had a good experience with them, like, use them. You know, you go for them. Don't just go for something that has a name brand that's fake, because it's, you know, it won't hold up to the quality.
And do a lot of research on YouTube. Yeah, there are a lot of reviews on products, on boots, on backpacks, on jackets, rain jackets, and all that. Do your research before you decide to invest in something. Yeah.
And that's the other thing, like, some things will cost more money because you're looking for lightweight gear, and that's going to be like for people who trek often. But you're going to have to make, well, for us, I felt we had to make that sacrifice because we had to keep 3 people under 10K. And, like, keep in mind, we have, like, the baby formula and, like, all these things. Like, he isn't breastfeeding anymore. He's already on some solid food. So, like, it adds up quite quickly. So you have to be a bit aware of, like, even, like, okay, for instance, it was really hard for us to find packing cubes. And we're debating if we should just, like, get small kind of, like, workout bags or something, but they're made out of different material, which is heavier than packing cubes, and it adds up quite quickly. So you know, you have to kind of, like, be aware of that, or, like, thinking, oh, I want to bring this many extra pairs of clothes because it is monsoon season, for instance, in Nepal, but we have to limit it to, like, 2 or 3 outfit changes. So it's definitely, like, a learning experience. But there's people that are far more experienced than I on, like, packing and, like, trekking and stuff like that. So I don't want to share, like, I don't want to over talk about that because I don't have enough experience. This is just me learning in the process and me sharing as I go, especially from trying to do this from Cambodia with a 7-month-old baby.
Yeah, I guess if you have packing cubes, it really helps to compartmentalize the your bag, your backpack. And especially when you're on the track, and you have to go from village to village, there's not much power around, and so you'll be basically fumbling in the dark, or fumbling in very poor lighting, a very poor lighting situation. So if you pack your stuff in cubes, you sort of know what each cube contains.
Yeah, and for those of you that do have babies, you already know, like, baby socks and clothes are so small, it's easy to, like, just lose them in a big pile of heap of clothes. So when we did our, like, practice run going to Kaipa and stuff, I can say having the cubes helped so much because I wasn't, like, fumbling around thinking where are my clothes and where are the baby's clothes. Like, I was easily able to access, like, okay, quickly, okay, I know where his night clothes are, they're on this side of the packing cube. And it just made things so much more simple. I also know, like, if you can't afford packing cubes, you can probably use Ziploc bags. The only thing about the Ziploc bags is they're not going to air out as well, you know, so the clothes might stink a bit more, but it's not the end of the world, right? You're trekking, so you're going to have to learn to live with the stench anyways. So there's always ways to, you know, minimize cost if that becomes an issue for you. But for us, like, we would like to potentially continue trekking with him, so we're trying to invest slowly to be able to have, like, the right sort of gear for the long term. I think that's pretty much it for now. And yeah, well, I don't know what our next video will be, but we'll keep posting them up.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.